So the plan is we're probably going to spend 2 or 2.5 weeks, because that including the full break. If you take a look at the schedule. So original schedule is this week, that's week 7, and next week, and also the week 9 probably going to have a lab. We actually moved week 9 content to week 6, right? We went through last week. So we won't have a civil interior in week 9. Instead, possibly going to be a structural lab. So that's the schedule. You may be wondering why we need to spend 2.5 weeks about structural. Because this is big part, especially for construction, right? And we covered concrete modeling, structural steel modeling, and also reinforcing modeling. So 3 big chunks. And so we're going to have spend 3 weeks to fully cover this 3 sections. So today we're going to start part of create a structural steel like this, right? And just give an introduction. And then how to create some simple item like the footing, and continue footing, square footing, and column, how to create a column, and some example of truss, like roof truss. In the 8 o'clock session, I barely finished to create a roof truss, but I believe this class probably I should go a little bit faster so you can have a full version of how to create a roof truss. So afterward, you can continue to work on this one, right? Because you create a roof, but it wouldn't actually support a roof, right? It's supposed to be a roof truss inside. So that's part of the also part of the structure, right? All right. Before we start, if I'm not sure you pay attention. If you look at your residential drawing, you probably won't see those gray line, right? Typically, the residential one doesn't have a gray line because a lot of them is smaller, right, compared to commercial building. And when you have more and more space and items, you need a better organization. For example, like the project hall, right? You probably have several. If you want to locate this column, you cannot simply just say, okay, a column in the room, right? You're probably going to say, okay, column B and 10, right? So you can locate it, where the column located. So you can see the gray line don't have limited to a straight line. Instead, you could have a horizontal and vertical line, right? Just 90 degrees. But you can also have this readout style, right? This gray line could be a radius. It can be also a curved one like this, right? Don't have to limit it as. So the concept of the gray line actually is if you have a couple examples, use the reference line, right? When you draw a reference line, the green dash line, right? Reference line. You may see some similarity. Actually, they are very similar because each gray line you can consider as a named reference plan, right? We call reference plan because this line represents a surface, right? A surface perpendicular to this level, right? And this one is surface A, surface B, surface C, right? But on the level of it appears as a line, right? So the same thing for that, right? So that the concept is important because sometimes when you want to draw something on a surface, for example, from an elevation, you couldn't tell which surface, right? But if you say, okay, I want to draw something on this surface 5, then I can actually, by choosing a working surface, I can draw something on vertically, right, on the surface 5, right? So that's the gray line concept. It is actually considered as a surface, right? A surface perpendicular to the working plane. So by function, you can see we have the structural beam, wall, column, floor, plus bracing, right? This framing part. Then we have the foundation part, and they call isolated, but a lot of times we call spread or independent footing, right? And compared to a continuous footing, then we have another big part, the big one, right? How are we gonna put things? One reminder at this time is, rebar you need to put in a concrete structural element, right? However, not every concrete element are structural. So if you do not give your element for example, one check mark is this element structural or not, right? If not structural, you cannot put in rebar in, right? It got to be a structural concrete element so you can put rebar. Sometimes when you try to put a rebar in the concrete elements, you couldn't say, well, by clicking and nothing showed up, is because that element you didn't define as a structural element, right? Okay, column, very typical, right? And different material. You can see concrete one, round one, you have a wide flange beam, right? Wide flange column. This one, the column can be vertical. Most of the columns are vertical, but some of the special case, you need a slanted column. You can tell, right? Don't have to be always vertical. Also, I want you to pay a little bit attention about where typically the column splice, right? And the connection typically is not here, right? Not here. It's typically above, right? Above your level. There's a couple reasons, right? Of course, one is this area already quite big, right? You can see all the connections together, you sync all over, right? So by moving the connection, the vertical connection a little up, so you avoid this complication. At the same time, you have the water issue, right? And typically have floor, so the water can not gonna because the splice area typically is more susceptible to water issue. So okay. And this is kind of a property of a column. You can see there's a lot of properties, but don't be scared because we're not going to use all the properties. But I think it's a good idea to get some, at least you know what's that mean, right? Base level, base offset, that's very common, right? And they have a top level, top offset, and just like the wall, right? A special one, right? Similar to the wall, right? Move with grade. Move top with grade, right? So there are two options, right? There's three options actually. You can move with grade. I mean, your whole column going to move with grade. It's very convenient function because a lot of time while you are designing the structure, you want to change the size of the grade, but without this function, you probably have to go back to change all the column you already draw, right? But with this function, you don't have to worry about that. You change the grade line, and the column will change accordingly. So, move with the grade, and then move the whole column, and move top with the grade, only move the dynamic, you can see. There's several options you can all right, I think that pretty much. Okay, beam. And you can see this 3-item concrete one, HSS, right? And then you have the wide flange beam. Typically, those are column and beam are locked with gray line. Locked with gray line. So, beam, typical beam, is straight, straight line, but sometimes you need a beam like this, a curved one. So then you can use a sketch, right? The sketch way. Another useful function is for beam system. So beam system is actually a group of beam, right? A group of beam with uniform spacing, right? Very convenient. A lot of times when you draw a structural steel framing, and a lot of times those are secondary or junior beam, right? And it will be quite time consuming if you have to draw each one, right? One by one. But with a beam system, you can say, okay, I use this size of beam to cover the whole area, so with the spacing, let's see, 2 feet apart, right? Then you can simply do this, right? Use a beam system to cover. A very, very convenient, actually. So the bracing, yeah, you can understand this is like, secondary item. Truss. This is more related to our next assignment. You're gonna put, put your truss underneath the roof. So a truss is I call complex object because it's a group of items, right? And the group item, at least for this type of truss, including the top member, the bottom core, right? Then you have the vertical core and diagonal, right? So actually this truss consists of several members, right? Existing members. So you can edit this truss, right? You can edit the top core. You can edit, by changing the size of the material. You can do the editing work to kind of customize this truss, right? This truss. Foundation, right? Foundation, we talk about so-called foundation. We typically refer to the concrete wall. Footing, this is square footing, right? And this is a continuous footing. Sometimes you may draw a couple of them, right? And then you can actually using joint geometry to merge them into one piece. Also, I want you pay attention to this. A lot of time we talk about, floor. We typically is when we reference plan of the floor is the top of the floor, right? Top. And same thing for the beam, right? When we talk about, for example, we put a beam on level 2, that means top of the beam is aligned with level 2. Okay, I think that's the content for today. Right? Let's start to see some examples. Right, open your Revit 18. We're going to start with a blank project as always. Then we start with drawing gray line, right? So first you go here. Then you can, on the level 1, and click on the grid. First, let's draw a simple one, right? Just one. Okay, you can see the number system automatically show up, right? Then you draw second one. Very similar as you draw the level, right? And we create a new level, very similar. And then draw a third one. All right, then let's draw the vertical, right? Okay, I draw vertical. And when you draw the vertical, you probably notice the number actually continues, right, to name the number 4. But that's not a very conventional, right? Typically we have one direction as numerical, another direction as alphabetical, right? So we'll prefer have a numerical 1, 2, 3 go this way, and we go alphabetical go A, B, C, D, right, that way. So in that case, what you can do is hit escape twice. So you select this number 4 and change that one to capital A. All right. Then you start drawing again, and by right-click on the blank area and repeat. Right. So then you probably notice your next one change to B automatically. Then your next one change to what? To C. Excuse me. All right. So you can see the numbering system actually is a sequential, right? If the last one is 1, the next one will be 2, right? If the previous one is A, the next one will be B. Okay, we said your gray line don't have to be always limited as a straight line, right? We can go to click on the gray line. Let's create a curved one by using star and radius, right? So we can, start from here. And we pick the second point. Sorry. On the radius 3. And the radius, you can determine yourself, right? And let's see, this good. All right. You can escape twice. And what about you want to really align them, right? And of course, you can align them by going this way, right? Until you see that. You can this side, you can align them going probably this one you cannot, right? Because it's not to the direction. But right, let's move the bubble to the upper part, right? We uncheck this bubble, and we check this bubble, right? But this way we have a well. You probably notice. You say, oh, really? It's not exactly match, right? Because A, B, C, right? This suppose, I don't want to see D. This is supposed to be what? B.1 maybe, right? And we can change this one to, so for example, B.1. That make more sense, right? And then next one, if it's still between B and C, probably going to call B.2, right? Because it just gives them a meaningful label, right? Meaningful label. You can actually move this part, make sure you actually align with, right? The one you want to align with, right? Okay, well, so we're pretty much done with this, right? This, you want to make them align better. All right, pretty much done with the grid system. The next thing is let's start to draw something, right? we start draw with some simple column, right? Remember now we are on level 1, right? We are on level 1. Go to click on structure, right? There's a column, and well, all right, and the column here is okay, and you can see this is what depth or height, right? If you use depth, that means you're going down, right? If you want to draw, right, draw the from level 1 to level 2, you change this to height, right? Height, right? Unconnected height. You probably you already know, right? Level 2 is what, 10 feet above level 1, right? So typically, if you recall this picture, right, your column is typically, right, the splice level is above your level. Typically, it's 3 to 4 feet, right? So if that is, let's assume it's 4 feet, then what's you're going to be this height? Going to be 14, right? 14. So let's put, a column over here, right? And you can see, so this column, right? You can see this, right? If you say that it should turn 90 degrees, you can use your space key to turn it around. If you're satisfied, you can simply click on it, right? If you say, okay, I want to turn this 90 degrees. Oh, I probably cannot now. Right? Just click on that, right? I think you go to view, tile, right? You want to see a 3D view together. So probably you go to this, right? Now you can see at the same time, right? If you go to put a second one, third one, and you put a one on each intersection. Right, let's do that. Another one, another one, another one. Right, you can put on one on each intersection. Pretty straightforward. All right. So from here you can see something like this, right? I'm not sure which this one. What's this one? Oh, this one. Right. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think that's right. Right. Let's move on to level 2. Right. Let's go to level 2. All right, and we can close level 1 if we want. Level 2, let's do add some beam, right? Let's click on structure beam, and then click on beam. So, well, W12 by 26, right? So from, right, okay, and placement plan is level 2, right? As I said, what that means is, it's not means the bottom of the beam is on level 2, it's actually on the top of the beam, right? The top of the beam actually align with your level 2, right? So just do that and draw on your level 2, draw from this point to this point, right? And just draw a box right here, right here. You probably notice there's no choice to draw a box, right? Looks like, I hope I can draw a box, but actually I couldn't, right? All right, I draw that. I can simply draw another one. What about if I start to draw a curved one, right? A curved one. Looks like I need a column somewhere in the middle, right? But let's worry about that later. So if I want to draw a curved one, so what I can do is I can simply draw using not a straight line, instead start and radius arc. So I go here, start from this point, end it with this point. The third point should be somewhere on the line, right? On the line. So you can see I have one curved one. Then I can do the second one. One here, another one here, right? This way I have a curved one. Okay, of course I need to go back to my this one to add a column at this point. Oh, what I did wrong is actually I start with a column to actually from level 2, right? I can make this base level to all the way to level 1. All right, top level, level 2, top offset 14. Well, supposed to be 4, right? So 4. All right, that's going to be even with other part, right? So you see how easy to draw a right beam column, right? Let's make this one complete. This box. So let's continue to do the beam. All right, and click on this. Should be on level 2, right? Level 2. Do that. All right. Okay. As I said, you're probably going to be quite tedious to draw every single of those beams, right? Because there could be a lot. So let's use a beam system this time. Go to structure. Instead of clicking on a single beam or column, let's go to beam system. So beam system is, as I said, is a group of beams. Typically, it is secondary or junior beams. So to fill out an area with a specified, for example, you can specify the number first, right? There's W shape 12 by 26. I mean, right? 12 feet tall, 26 pounds, right? Per foot. So with the spacing with 6, and that you can change, right? Depending on the drawing, what you have on the drawing, you can change to 4, 5, 6. But in this case, let's just use the 6 feet on center. You see the layout rule could be a fixed distance, could be what? Fixed number, right? You can have a fixed distance or can have a fixed number. So you can say, okay, instead of 6, I just say 15, right? 15 beams, right? I think that it's good enough now at this moment. Just like everything else, you have an automatic mode, you have a sketch mode, right? Automatic, right? You move your cursor on the level 2, and to a within a gray line, you can see, right? If you move to the horizontal gray line, you can see your beam actually lay out horizontally. If you move to the vertical one, your beam looks like it moved created as vertical, right? And same thing here. It depends on the direction. If you, for example, you go to here, all right? Okay. Because you have but if you move your cursor here, nothing happened. Why? Because you don't have the major frame yet, right? After you have the major frame, you can, your secondary beam going to show up. Because this two bays, right, we have the major frame settled. So that's why you, okay, let's first create a vertical beam system. Right? They have one done. What happened? Why you couldn't see them? Because your view depth, right? Let's change the view depth of level 2, right? And make sure you're on the level 2, right? And make sure you're on the level 2. Then you go to escape twice, right? And so you go to change your view range so you can see better. View range, negative. Let's see here. You got -5. Right? So this way, I think you are able to see. -5. Yes. Apply. Okay. Oh, nothing happened. Let's see. Okay, yeah, turn the level to course level to fun level, right? And change your level from course level to medium or fun level, right? Either medium or fun should be good enough for you to see the beam system, right? What about? Let's do another one, right? Let's do another one in a bigger box, right? In the bigger box. So go to structure, beam system, and right. So let's use a sketch beam system this time. We can, use this box, right? Use this box, rectangle box. This way we can create it easier, better, right? Click on this. Okay, before you do anything yet, you probably notice there's they call the direction, the loading direction, the beam direction. You can change that. For example, what about if I want to have a beam go not a horizontal or vertical. I want to go this 45 degree, right? So then we need to say, okay, let's click on the beam direction. And this time, since you're going to draw, if the no 45 degree line exists, so I can draw it, right? I can draw one, let's see, from this point, 45 degree, right? I draw this, as long as I have some distance, right? As I say, done. And then I have what? I have a beam system going this way, right? This way. But this distance is still 6 feet, right? The distance between the spacing is still 6 feet. It might create some problem for here because this one will not going to join this line because the space is still 6 feet, right? When you turn 45 degree, this actually distance is going to be longer, right? So there's no way you can to join like with a vertical 6 feet. So if you really want to match each joint, like here, 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 you need to change this one to what? To a shorter, right? What's the value if I want to really match? You got to remember how you do geometry, trigonometry. Should be what? Should be 6 divided by what? Square root of 2, right? Square root of 2. All right. Let's not worry about that. Okay, and that gave you some idea about the beam direction, beam system. But you may be wondering how can I? Well, one trick is when you, for example, when I draw a whole beam system on this particular floor, right? Sometimes, a lot of times, the member size is different. And instead of worry about, okay, and I'm going to first find the exact size and I draw that. I'm probably going to just draw the whole floor. Then I select each member, for example, like this one. Then I start can say, okay, this one probably I can change the size for that particular one, right? The particular one. For example, like this one, I can change the size maybe to, right? If I go here, of course, this one, let's see how many members, right? I only have one member available. What I can do, I can load more stuff, right? I can load more stuff. For example, now if I go to structure, BIM, I can load more family. Right, load family, go to your structural framing, steel. Okay. In the future time, I think when we start doing connection, a little bit more, we're not going to cover connection for today. I use all the items in the AISC folder, right? Because AISC folder is the folder actually have the behavior you can make a connection. So so far we haven't really picked the item from there, right? This time let's go to AISC folder and say Y plunge beam, right? Let's use W shape and say OK. All right, let's load a couple of them. Let's see, W10 by 100, right? W10 by, just load a couple of them, right? 33, use the shift key, right? All right, I have this, say OK. Already existing, that's fine. Now I have more, right? I have more, definitely have more shape, right? And for example, now if I want to change the 12 by 26, right? One of them, I go to modify, right? I want to change that one to a bigger one, so I can simply change that one to, let's see, right? W10 by 100 maybe. Right, you can see that particular one changed, right? Changed. So you can see, right? This one is W10 by 100. So this way is much easier to than you go to, okay, I first found the right size and draw that. I think you can just simply draw all of them, ignore the size, and then later on you change that individual one individually, right? That's the beam system and column. What about okay, and okay, we're talking about also slanted column, right? And the slanted column means a column is not a vertical, so let's do that also. So let's do one slanted column. For example, let's go to column. This time, instead of going to a vertical column as a typical, then we can go to slanted column. Right? A slanted column. In a slanted column, well, let's move to a level 1 actually. Right? Move to level 1. So I'm gonna all right, pick, for example, starting point. So your slanted column need a 2 point, right? For example, this is going to be my starting point, and where my ending point, right? Okay, for example, this is going to be my ending point, right? So typically, your ending point will be associated with the upper level, right? So if you see my 3D view, what do we have is what, right? We did a slanted column here, right? You can see now, right? So you make sure where they're located. So let's see, that one supposed to be what? Associated, the first point is supposed to be level 1, 0, 0, right? And the top level is supposed to be what? Level 2. Should be maybe level 2, 4 feet above, right? And it could be 4 feet above supply. And then it probably go the same way like your other one, right? You can see you can have a slanted column. Sometimes is you do need those columns, right? Those columns. All right. We said at the beginning of the semester, right? Please, either turn off your cell phone or make that in a vibration mode. Okay. What about if you want to say, okay, what about I want to cut a hole on it? All right. You can also cut a hole, right? You can also cut a hole. So if you go to your, for example, edit boundary, so you can simply, all right, if you want to cut a wrong one, place it done, all right, and you can also cut some kind of a wrong hole, right? But in the structural, this part, you can see only roughly that, right? Well, what about if you want to draw a, right? If you want to draw that, I'm sure let's give it a try, right? If you go to structural, go to BIM, you can maybe draw a circle. I think you probably can only draw half and half, maybe. That's how you're going to do that. I haven't seen a circle showed up yet. Maybe, okay, if I select this, do a boundary, I draw a beam from here, use 3 start end. Okay, I do have a circle. I'm not sure that's allow me to draw, probably, yeah, probably this won't work. Yes, overlap. So if you want to draw a beam, you have to draw separately, I think. Yes. Quick sketch. Yes. You go to draw separately a beam. Or you probably have to use the reference line to define it, right? Identify all right. Yeah, probably this. Yeah, this one, right? And then you can draw the other half. So when you have the draw the hole, you probably have to deal with. Remember this one, those beam system, they all like the junior, right? The junior system instead of the major one, right? Major one. Okay, let's drag this. Yeah, we still have some missing part, right? But you got some idea, right? Anyway. What's our next topic? Okay, and that's the beam. Let's talk about foundation, right? Truss foundation, right? Foundation and truss. Okay. So if you add a structural floor, right? If you want to add a structural floor on this, you can definitely go to structural floor, right? Let's assume, structural floor, we have a, what kind of a 3-inch lightweight concrete on 2-inch metal decking, right? All right, let's assume it's going to be 5, right? Remember your floor is what? Your floor is, the reference line is a surface, right? Top of the floor, right? If we want to put our metal decking on top of the beam, we need to raise the floor level, right, to 5-inch, right? So that means we're probably going to have say, okay, 5-inch, right? And then we can draw a rectangle boundary. All right, and say done. I got my floor, right? My floor. So if you don't raise 5-inch, you're probably gonna actually your floor surface is gonna be same level as your beam, right? Of course, then you can cut your floor, right? If you want to cut your opening, then you can. What you can do is select that and edit boundary, right? You can draw. Right, you can draw a circle, and I think it's better use a reference line, right? And because this one doesn't really identify where exactly the circle located, right? Unless you don't really want to get too accurate, right? Something like this. All right. Let's start to add some of the base, right? Then the footing to those, to your structural item. Let's go to level 1. I need a second. Okay. Questions? Then you have to if you have a reference line, that will be a little bit better. But if you do not, it's this one, right? Or I think or this one. Either way, I think you can do this. Here's the center. Sorry, our starting point. All right. So let's add in some footing, right? The column footing, we need to go to the foundation part, right? And see, click on structure, foundation, isolated, and suppose isolated footing. No structural foundation loaded. We like load now, right? Yes. We need to load. Go to your structural foundation folder. First, let's take a look at what's in the folder, right? And you can see first one, all right? A footing with rectangle shape and a pile cap. 3, 4, 5, right? With all this, right? Let's get a rectangle footing. And then use the control key to select a pile cap with 3 piles, right? So we have this, we get this 2, let's load this 2, right? So let's first add a couple of, rectangle footing, right? And make sure we are on the level 1, right? And pick the intersection here. So none of those are visible. What's wrong? View depth, right? Whenever you see something not visible, go to change your
level 1 view depth, because you can clearly see from your 3D view, right? So go to your view depth, change that one to somewhere you can see below, right? -5 feet. Now you can see, right? And go to add a isolate footing. When you move your cursor too close to that, as I said, a lot of time you can use your space key to change the direction. So if I move my cursor, I said, oh, this one should be go other way. I said, okay, you can see 45 degree. I go this, another 45 degree. So I say, oh, good. All right, I can click on that. What about I want to add a pile footing somewhere here, right? Pile, steel pipe, right? Piles, 3 pile, right? Pile cap. And you can see now, right? You have a pile cap. You probably notice you actually can change the pile cap. For example, this pile have what? Level 1 to the top, level 1, right? And if you go to edit, and you can see you actually can create a longer pile, because this one is what? Close to 6 feet, right? 511, right? 511. So you can actually create a longer pile and change the value. Same thing for the cap, right? The cap, you can see the thickness now is 211, right? 3 feet. You probably know, when you go to the job site, especially with the high rise, the pile cap itself will be, right, 6 foot tall, 6 foot thickness, right? Thick. Could be just as tall as one person. So you can change that. Okay. Now let's start to a different topic, right? We're gonna erase everything. All right, we're gonna erase everything we draw. Delete. Let's do a lot of stuff. All right, we've got everything deleted. All right, now let's go to our level 1 again. This time we're back to, first we're going to draw some foundation wall. Then we're going to draw a regular wall on top of that, right? Let's click on the level 1. Yeah, if you want to see all the 3D view, you can feel free to continue to do that. So go to your level 1. And then you go to structural and wall, structural wall. And this time let's not go to the basic, let's pick a 12-inch foundation, concrete, 12-inch concrete foundation, right? So click on that, then draw a box, rectangle box. All right, this one, right? So good. What about, okay, what's the property of this wall? The property of this wall is what? You can see is 12 feet below level 1, right? Because it go down 12 feet, right? Can we add some footing on it? Okay, yes, let's add a footing, right? We're going to add a footing on the foundation wall. So we go to foundation. This wall it doesn't mean, okay, a little bit confusing, right? Because that part is the foundation section, that icon is not for you to draw wall. Instead, it's for you to adding foundation to the wall, adding footing to the wall, right? When you click on this wall, what you need to do is just pick the wall you want to add a footing, right? You can see I pick this wall. What did it say? None of this is visible. What you should do, you want to see that.
Change the range.
Change the view range to, you can first add it, all of them, right? And then hit escape twice. Then I go to change my view range to what? Maybe gonna be 15, right? Or 16, because your wall go 12 feet deeper, right? And you're adding the footing, right? So that should be somewhere close to 15, 16, right? So if I change it to negative 15, now I can see my foundation, right? Also, you by selecting this foundation, for example, I can select my, if I right click on that, by doing select all, so I select all my foundation, right? I can, for example, now if I think my foundation is too thin, right? I only have 12-inch thick, right? So I can do, what I can do is I can simply do a edit type and do a duplication. I can get a 36 by 36, right? 36 inch. Say okay, then I need to change this one to 3 feet, right? So say okay, then you have a much thicker, right, footing. Good. All right, we did, let's draw a regular wall on top of this one, right? And go to our level 1. Draw a regular wall, go to architecture. A regular wall, let's draw a exterior generic 8-inch masonry, right? 8-inch masonry. So we can continue the box drawing, right? Because that's much easier. All right, you can see now, right? I have a wall. Then let's go to level 2. By going level 2, what we want to do is we actually want to add a roof. Add a roof. Let's create a gable roof by footprint. Now we continue to make a 2 feet overhang. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Is it done? Would you like to highlight a wall to the top of the roof? Yes, to the roof, right? So yes. So this way we have a very simple gable roof building, right? If you want to see the detail, we can see the detail, right? Okay, the next thing is let's actually on your level 2, right? On your level 2, I like you to hide your roof, right? Hide it. And using your right click, right? Right click on the roof, hide in view, and just hide it. Right? Just hide your roof. If you want to see that again, you click the light bulb, right? And I'm gonna review what you have, right? If you click on the level 2, right, you can actually see what, right? Oh, so I should actually click this one, right? This light bulb, right? I can see what I hide, right? All right, and from there, let's start our new topic we call truss, right? Let's go to structural. When you click on truss, you say, well, no structure truss band been loaded. Like loaded now, yes, it's loaded. go to your structural truss folder, right? Structural truss folder have a lot of different trusses. You can see cedar, gable. Let's use a flat one, right? Hallway flat truss. Right? Let's load that one. Say open. The hallway flat truss, as I just in my at the beginning of the class, I said that's actually is a complex object because it contains top member, web member, diagonal web, right, and bottom core, right. So, so how are you actually gonna create one truss? 2-point define a truss, right? And let's first draw the truss from this end of the wall to this end of the wall. Right? Okay, you can see now I draw a truss. Right? The next thing I want to do is I want to use an array. I'm not sure how many times we ever use an array, but use an array. We want to create, let's see, 15 or 20. Let's use 20, right? Between this two walls, we're going to create 20 trusses, right? Of course, you can specify spacing, or you can specify number, right? We learned a moment ago, how do you specify spacing? This time we use number. So we actually going to select the truss first on your level 2. Select this truss. Make sure it's a truss, not a wall, right? How are you going to select truss? You can use your tab key, right? You can continue to use the tab until you select the truss, right? This truss. Yeah. When you see the 2 blue dots showed up, that means you select the right truss. So then let's go to array. All right. I'll modify part as array. Okay. And array have an interesting feature. That's why you can see you have 2 options. First, they ask you how many number of stuff you want to create. We want to create 20, it's 20, right? Then they say how you want to create this. There's 2 ways. First of all, you have to create a 1 point starting point. The next point is that you can move to the second or you move to the last one. So what's you move to the second mean? Move to second means I'm going to create the second one to the second place, right? Then the other 20 is going to go forward, right? However, if I use it to the last, if I say this is my first point, this is my last point, so all the 20 they created will be in between, right? That makes sense? So for this case, which one are we supposed to use? Should be to the last, right? So let's put it to the last. We can create a 20. So afterward, right, we pick the first point. Actually, we already picked the first point. I think this one to here, right? And the first point, okay, and we confirm, right? You still have time to change this, but you are satisfied. For example, now I think to 20 too much. I can change to 15. Right? When you ask you to confirm, you can still confirm, right? So now I create 15 of them. Right? I can delete the 2 end one, right? Because I don't want to have a truss on my wall, so I just delete it. I'm gonna delete another one, right? All right, now you can see from here, right? We create this truss, but if you look a little bit in more detail, zoom in, right? You see actually this is not really a right truss we use, right? Because this is our structural steel wide flange beam, right? What about how can we change one to a dimensional lumber, right? Well, we need to do some editing job. Let's select one of this truss, right? First we go to select the truss. Well, let me go, sorry about that. Go to the truss again. Click on the structure truss, right? Structure truss. And then you see this one, right? And let's go to edit type. Let's duplicate this one. We're going to create a wood, standard wood. All right. So let's click OK. Now, if you so you can see this truss have top chord, vertical chord, diagonal web, right? Vertical web, diagonal web, the bottom, right? Have the 4 major items. Each item you can define, for example, the structural framing type. If I go there, I only see, remember a moment ago we loaded the WK7 beam. There's no wood structure showed up, which means currently we haven't loaded any dimensional lumber yet. And so before we can change that, we have to load the dimensional lumber, right? Let's see. And go to Insert, Load Family. And we're going to see structural framing. And that's why, sometimes you need a, right? Structural framing part, there's a wood. Your dimensional lumber is actually part of your structural framing, right? Click on the dimensional lumber, say open. Let's load this, a few of them, right? Let's load 2x4, 2x6, that's 2x12, right? So we'll load this 3 different type dimensional lumber. Okay, click OK. Some cannot be loaded. I think it probably, well, let me first go to did you guys load it or no? Let me go to load again, structural framing, wood, dimensional lumber, 2x4, 2x6, 2x12, right? Okay. Do you want to retry load a new set? No, say no. Okay, let's go to structural again. This time, let's go to bin, right? Let's go to bin. And go to bin. Let's load again, right? Let's go, because your dimensional number could be a bin, right? Let's go to load family again. And sometimes, they say, oh, it's not in the right category. So wood, same thing, dimensional number this time. Let's do again 2x4, 2x6, 2x12, right? We load it as a bin member, right? And let's go, okay, right? Load it. Then let's go back to the truss, right? Go to structural, truss, find that wood truss we just defined. Where's the wood truss? We save it or no? We probably didn't save it. Okay, it's okay. Let's edit type and duplicate and go wood, right? Okay. All right. Now, if you click on the top core structural framing type, you should be able to see the dimensional lumber part, right? 2x4. What's the top core we want to use? On top core, let's use 2x6. And the web part, let's use them all, no matter diagonal or vertical, let's all use 2x4, right? 2x4. Of course, the diagonal one is also 2x4. The bottom one, let's use 2x12, right? It can be very strong. 2x12. Right, so now we create a whole new truss using the dimensional number we just loaded, right? Say good. So we say okay. Now what's next? Next we will need to change all the, right? We need to change all the truss, and we change that to wood, right? Let's using right click on that and select all. Entire project. Then let's change that to, where's my, probably, okay, you probably need to go to ungroup first, right? Go to ungroup, because this is still a group of array, right? Now you go to select, right click on that, select all, entire project. Right. Select all of them. And go to change that to wood, right? And now you can go to change to wood. What do you see from your 3D view should change to what? To all wood now, right? First, that's the first step, right? After that, you select those wood truss again using right click, select all, entire project. This time we'll attach to what? Attach that to the bottom of the roof, right? We'll go to attach, select this roof, right? Oh, we need to select here, select all, attach to this roof. All right, you can see this computer are calculating because they're going to change a lot of shapes. But afterward, you can simply, let's see, hide this roof in view. Now you can see, right, this truss you just created. See that? See, each member of the truss actually change the shape to fit into your, fit into your roof shape, right? Roof shape. I think we almost run out of time. So, well, next time we'll continue. But I want you to think about it before you leave, right? Let me go to show you some picture to help you to think about it, okay? Roof truss, right? If I Google some roof truss picture, all right? I'd like you to use this picture to think about it, all right? There's a lot of different ways. For example, here, this one, we still have a diagonal truss. We also have those partial truss, right? So it can have a lot of different ways. The truss we created more like this one, right? But actually, I ask you to think about it. You can create a diagonal, you can create those ones, then you fit into underneath the roof, right? If you look at some of the floor plan, right? You can see actually there's some. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways, right? And you can. I like to you guys, when you have a spare time, go to take a look at this truss. If you are very familiar, that's good. If you're not, just take a look at some of those structure, right? Maybe we'll create a couple more next time, right? All right, I'll stop here and we'll see you next week, right?